Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, especially middle grade book lovers. Whether they have been on your shelf for a long time and they're a good staple of your reading diet, or if you are just dipping your toe in the water, or anyone else who is popped in because you are curious about what this is, or you have got a little bit lost. Welcome everyone, you have fallen down the rabbit hole. We are here in middle grade wonderland and I'm so excited to be talking to you about the Middle Grade Readers' Choice Award long list for 2025. So I am Chatty, this is my channel, Chatty the Mad Chatter, and I've already explained what we're chatting madly about. So that's great, we're ahead of schedule. So most important thing is have a look in the description and you're going to find a link in order to vote. So if there are books that you want from this long list to end up on the short list, get voting. And if we've passed those deadlines and there's a book you want to win on the shortlist, get voting. And if you've passed those deadlines and you're watching this a year after I've posted it, which would be lovely, probably not, but it would be lovely. Here are 20 middle grade books that you can hear a little bit more about and enjoy and hopefully read. And that'd be marvellous because middle grade books are wonderful. There is also in the description box a list of all the books I talk about. So you can see that you can click on them. There's a story graph description, which will give you the authors, their backlist, other wonderful things they've done, reviews of the book from other people, and trigger warnings. Because some of these have got heavy topics, so you might want to check and make sure you're going to be in the right, frame of mind to read them, because it's best to read the right book at the right time. Also in the description box, I have timestamps. So if you want to skip ahead to certain books and hear about those, if you're like, I know, I've seen the graphic, I just want to hear about these two, fine, go for it. Jump around, come back and hear a little bit more because, you know, you might find some other things you're interested in. And if you want to hear more about the vote, then you can skip ahead to that because I want to get into the books. I'm so close, we're nearly there. After I've spoken about the books, I'm also going to tell you more about the process of what happened for the Middle Grade Readers' Choice Awards, the inspiration for this project, and I'm going to let you know kind of like further plans on from when this is finished. We're going to be doing a 2026 year-long reading challenge, which is going to be so much fun. And also I'm going to give you information about the Discord, the Middle Grade Mad Chat, where you can talk more about middle grade books, and it's a really fun place to hang out. So that's enough waffle. I'm going to talk about these 20 middle grade books. How many books? 20. So I'm going to try and keep it brief and give you a snapshot of them all. I've made some space here and Editing Chatty's going to fling some front covers there for those with the eyeballs that can see them. If not, please enjoy the titles and the synopsis. So I'm trying to do this in one shot because time is important and I don't want to edit that much.
Yeah, sadly that didn't work out. I'm a bit rusty. Bit more editing was needed.
But I am going to fling some photos. So it's slightly edited, but I'm going to do my little gimmick with my tiny teacup and do a sort of one shot with the chaos, but there's a little bit of editing. So one shot, tiny bit of editing. So cheers everyone, get your tiny teacup, clink, 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 clink. I'm also heavily armed with a load of water because there's going to be a lot of chat. But most importantly, here are the books. So I have a lot of notes. So if I'm squinting down, that'll be why. And I really hope I can read my own handwriting because I gave myself teeny tiny spaces to make myself not talk so much. Didn't work out well. We'll see how I get on. So, ready. Here are the books for the Middle Grade Readers' Choice Awards long list. The first book from the long list, this came in as one of the 5 automatic books, is The Undead Fox of Deadwood Forest by Aubrey Hartman. This is a heartwarming, grim fairy tale. It is about Claire, the undead fox, who was long ago given the choice of ushering in wandering souls to their final resting place. But when Ginger Snipes, a badger, is unable to leave Deadwood, they set off on a treacherous journey to solve this disturbing mystery that threatens the balance between life and death. Our second book is Pocket Bear by Catherine Applegate. This was a book that was on the consideration long list and was voted through to make it to the official long list. This is a hopeful and inspiring contemporary novel.
Sorry, magical realism.
Seraphina, a Maine Coon cat, and Pocket Bear preside over the second chance homes for the tossed and treasured. Here, stuffed toy animals are refurbished and given a fresh chance to be loved. Pocket Bear used to belong to a World War I soldier and was designed to fit in the pocket as a symbol of hope. So you can see this little bear sticking out of the pocket of a soldier and feel a little bit more hopeful. The third book is one of our hidden gems as voted in by all of you, and it is Inkbound, Meticulous Jones and the Skull Tattoo by Philippa Leithley. This is a dark, adventurous, mysterious fantasy book. On your 10th birthday, you receive your fate in a magical tattoo on your hand. Meti is very worried about what her fate means on receiving a skull tattoo. When her father disappears, Meti's aunt Magnificence takes her to the enchanted city of New London to protect her. But Meti is determined to find her dad, despite the dark rumours of the black moths being active again and possibly linked to Meti. The fourth book is a book from the Consideration Longlist, and that is The Secrets of the Purple Pearl, which is the second book in the Millicent Quibb School of Etiquette for Young Ladies of Mad Science by Kate McKinnon. So as this is the second book, I don't want to give away any spoilers from the first book, so I'm just gonna let you know what the synopsis for the first book was like. So both of them are funny, adventurous fantasies. Gertrude, Eugenia and Dee Dee do not fit into society. They have been kicked out of their last etiquette school and are about to be sent away for good until a mysterious invitation to Millicent Quibb's School of Etiquette for Young Ladies of Mad Science arrives, where the dean is a hermit crab and mad science is encouraged. But their town is under threat from the nefarious mad scientists. Can the sisters save their town? Our fifth book that made it from the Consideration Longlist is It's All or Nothing Vale by Andrea Beatriz Arango. This is a reflective and hopeful contemporary novel in verse. Valentina Camacho is hardworking and dedicated. She is the top athlete in her fencing gym until there is an accident. Taking months away from her beloved fencing to heal, Vale fights to catch up. But her body does not work as well and there is a new number one. But her injury is not the only thing holding her back. Can Vale see she is more than her achievements? The sixth book is one of our hidden gems. This is The Witch Who Stormed the Palace by Ryan Groudon. This is the second Faye Gardner book, or The Girl Who Kept the Castle book. I'm not sure what the duology is officially called, but it is a funny and hopeful fantasy. Again, I'm going to give the synopsis of the first book because I don't want spoilers. So, Faye Gardner is the daughter of Wizard West's groundkeeper, and she has been chosen to be the one to tell Wizard West the bad news. He is in fact dead. Not only does this leave Solemn without its Wizard of the West, but the Castle Celador, home to everyone in the West, the foundations are going to crumble without the magic needed to keep the balance. So as a tournament is held to find the next Wizard of the West, and the wizard is disguising himself as alive, Faye is protecting the grounds and keeping plans on target, despite rude apprentices and escaped cockatrice. But a dark shadow is looming. The Shadow Queen may not be as defeated and trapped as everyone seems to think she should be. Our seventh book is one of the 5 automatic books, which is The Trouble with Heroes by Kate Messner. This is a reflective, emotional contemporary book. Finn Connolly is nothing like his dad, an athlete and a firefighter who's always run towards danger until his death 2 years ago. Finn is failing 7th grade and has been caught vandalising an old lady's headstone. The old lady, turns out, was a legendary mountain climber, and her daughter makes Finn an offer. If he can climb all 46 of the Adirondack High Peaks with her dead mother's dog, she'll call it even. Finn has 3 months and slowly begins a journey of self-discovery. But the deadline is approaching and more surprises are in store, and the final summit might be even more than a hero can manage. Our 8th book made it here from the consideration long list, and it is Scarlet Morning by N.D. Stevenson. This is a funny, adventurous fantasy. Viola and Wilma have been waiting 15 boring years for their parents to find them, until during a stormy night, Captain Cadence's chase breaks down their door. Viola and Wilma decide to stop waiting and cut a deal with the captain. Their prized possession, mysterious book, if she'll take them on as part of her legendary crew. Will they find their parents? Are legends what they seem? And will the truth tear apart two inseparable friends? The 9th book to make it onto the long list is another hidden gem, and this is The Season of Flames, which is the 2nd book in the Chronicles of Whetherwhy by Anna James. This is an adventurous, mysterious fantasy. And again, I'm going to give you a synopsis from the 1st book. In Whetherwhy, some have magic of the seasons, and some can control them all as enchanters. Juniper discovers that she is an enchanter and must leave behind her home and everything she knows and go to Thistledown Academy. But her twin brother Rafferty is not one to be left behind, and so he becomes an apprentice to a bookbinder not far from the academy, and is involved in a secret society. Both twins soon learn that there is more to enchantment and life in Whetherwhy than they knew. The 10th book on the list is one from the consideration long list, and this is The Green Kingdom by Cornelia Funke. This is a light-hearted, mysterious fantasy. 12-year-old Caspia has to spend summer in the big city and is less than thrilled, until she discovers letters hidden in an old chest. They were left there long ago by 2 sisters and contain green riddle clues. These lead to different plants. As she sets off to solve the riddles, she meets unexpected friends and starts putting down even more unexpected roots. The 11th book is another book that was one of our 5 automatic books. This is All the Blues in the Sky by Renee Watson. It's an emotional and reflective contemporary novel in verse. It's a journey of healing, growing, and forgiving yourself. Sage's 13th birthday was not a day of treats and fun as it was supposed to be, but the day her best friend died. She joined a counselling group with other girls who have also lost someone close to them, and she learns that not all losses are the same, and healing is not predictable, but having people try and understand might help her to grow. The 12th book on the list is one from the consideration long list, and it is Vanya and the Wild Hunt by Sangu Madana. This is a fantasy inspired by Indian mythology and British folklore. 11-year-old Vanya struggles to fit in with her dual heritage, being ADHD and parents with secrets. The mysterious Wild Hunt is on the prowl, and to escape, Vanya is taken to an enchanted library and a magical school. But there is no escaping the monsters. Can she unmask the leader of the Wild Hunt before they destroy her new home? The 13th book is one of our hidden gems, which is The Forbidden Room, the 2nd book in the Last Hope School for Magical Delinquents series by Nikki Palprato. This is a hopeful, adventurous fantasy. And again, as the 2nd book, I'm going to give you the 1st book synopsis. Lavinia, known as Vin, has parents who don't care and a string of expulsions from schools due to her out-of-control magic. Vin does not see why her last chance will be any different. Can she trust herself to make friends and control her magic and believe in herself? Soon the school is threatened. Can Vin and her new friends alert everyone to the danger before they lose the only place they have called home? The 14th book is another automatic book, and it is Silverborn, The Mystery of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is a whimsical, emotional fantasy mystery. And it is book 4 in the Nevermoore series, so I'm going to give you a synopsis of the 1st book, which is Nevermoore. Morrigan Crow is a cursed child, doomed to die at eventide, until she is whisked away to Nevermoore, the Free State. Here her new guardian, or mentor, sponsors her to get into the Wondrous Society through a series of trials. but there is a dangerous shadow flickering at the edges. This book explores found family and self-belief. Our 15th book came from the consideration list, and this is Skandar and the Spirit War by A.F. Steadman, which is book 5 in the Skandar series. Once again, you're getting the first book synopsis. This is a fantasy adventure. Unicorns are nightmarish beasts only tamed by a rider who has hatched them. A unicorn rider is all Skandar has wanted to be, until finally, age 13, he can take his hatchery exam. But this is interrupted when the most powerful unicorn is stolen by the frightening Weaver. Unicorn riding becomes even more dangerous. The 16th book came from the consideration longlist, and it is A Box Full of Murders by Janice Hallett. This is a light-hearted, adventurous mystery. Ava and Luke are trying to manage being kids of separated parents when they find a box in their dad's attic full of clues for a decades-old unsolved murder case. So of course they try to solve it. But the killer is still out there and closer than they think. Our 17th book is one of the 5 automatic books, and it is The Poison King by Catherine Rundell. And this is book 2 in the Impossible Creature series. This is a hopeful portal fantasy. And unlike all the others, I have somehow managed to give a synopsis. I have not read this book. I've read the first one, but I've managed to give a synopsis of the second one somehow. It won't give any spoilers. Christopher dreamed of returning to the archipelago, which is a haven for magical creatures, but a poison is now spreading throughout the land and they need his help. Once again, he's on a dangerous mission to save the creatures he loves. The 18th book is another one from the consideration longlist, and this is Octopus Moon by Bobby Pyron. This is an inspiring, emotional contemporary novel in verse. Pearl is struggling with changes at the start of 5th grade. She wishes she were like the sea turtle with a hard shell, rather than the octopus that feels everything. This is a tender story about living with depression and coming back to yourself. Book number 19 is one of our hidden gems, and this is The Impossible Trials, which is the second book in the Whisperwicks series by Jordan Lees. This is an adventurous portal fantasy exploring the theme of friendship. And again, I have managed to do a synopsis about the second book without giving spoilers for the first book. So there we go me. Rethenrold is a whimsical world of wonder but also danger, as it is cursed so that the land is unmappable and no one can navigate outside your own village. But Benjamin from our world has to, and in this story his life depends on it. It weaves original fairy tales of the world into the present story, and the corrupt power in charge tightens its hold on the world. The 20th book on this list is the final book, and it came from our consideration list, and it is Candle Island by Lauren Roke. This is an emotional, hopeful contemporary book. The rocky coast and ocean breeze are a welcome respite to Lucretia and her mum after the tragedy they have experienced. Mystery, art, loss, and an osprey chick are all included in this story of self-discovery. So there we go. Those are the 20 books on the long list. I hope there was something in there for everyone. I hope some of these stories have grabbed your attention and have got you feeling intrigued to pick up and read them. So have a little look in the description box, find out more about them, and get voting. This is the voting for the second round. This is where we cut the long list in half and only 10 books are going to make it onto the shortlist. Then we will be opening up round 3 of voting, and from that shortlist we will be finding our winning book. So this round finishes on Thursday the 18th of December, so there is not that long to vote. And then Friday the 19th of December until Tuesday the 23rd of December, you'll be able to vote in round 3, which is where we pick from the shortlist to decide what the winner is going to be. What is going to be the winner of 2025 for the Middle Grade Readers' Choice Awards? I don't know, and I'm so excited. And I can already tell you that sneaky peek, the voting has kind of changed from what was kind of coming up in the consideration list compared to the long list, and it's all very exciting. So all your votes count. And on Wednesday, the 24th of December, I will let you know what the winning book is. So do go into the description and click the link. You get to choose 5 books. So you can vote for any 5 books on this long list. And then when we do the shortlist, you'll be able to choose 3 books to vote for. You don't have to choose all 3. You get 3 votes, but if you just want to vote for one, you just vote for one. That's absolutely fine. So the Middlegrade Readers' Choice Awards came about in 2023 when Goodreads decided they were going to cut the middle grade category from the Goodreads Choice Awards. So myself and a few people in the Discord Middle Grade Mad Chat, we thought it'd be really fun to do our own awards so that middle grade still gets the joy.
I meant recognition, but middle grade books are joyful.
And the love that it deserves. And we get to be talking about all these wonderful books that have been published. Blah, blah, blah. Let's have a drink of water. So I'm very excited that we're now in our 3rd year of this. And honestly, the books are amazing. I've started reading a lot of the books from the 2023 lists and the 2024 list, and they are absolutely fantastic. It's so good. They do live up to the hype. And there's so many on this list that I want to read, which has led to a reading project that I'm going to come on to later. So the way we kind of gather the information to decide what books are going to be voted for, because there are loads of books published, loads of middle grade books published, I use Storygraph and Goodreads as a basis. So I kind of set cut-off points. So for Goodreads, I set the cut-off point of 300 people reading it. And Storygraph, I set the cut-off point as 100. And then we'll add it to my spreadsheet. Or it has, I've lowered it slightly this year. Last year it was 4.25. This year it's 4 stars. Last year it was 4.25 stars. So if it has less than those, but it has a rating of 4 stars or higher, I will add it to the list. Now, I don't include graphic novels in this just because I feel they're a very different format to kind of be comparing. I think there absolutely should be a graphic novel version of this as well. I don't read enough graphic novels to do that, and I don't have enough time to do that. But I highly approve of anyone who wants to do a middle grade graphic novel list like this. That would be awesome. Please do. So that input, so once I've gathered and I've gone, and then I kind of do like another check. I sometimes have books that I'm aware of and I'm searching for, and I go through kind of like, some people do wonderful like vlogs or like little pieces of like books that are being published, and throughout the year I kind of keep gathering those books and kind of putting them into my little notes sheet. So I kind of search through those first and like chuck out the ones that don't qualify. It's very sad sometimes. There's one I'm really excited but I'm like, oh, not enough people read it or thought it was that good. That's a shame. So I have to say goodbye to some that I was quite excited by. So I put them all into my sheet, and then I kind of do a double check. There's usually it's not foolproof, but there is usually a list on Goodreads of books, middle grade books that have been published this year. So I'll go through those and see if I've missed any. And then I rank them all. So this year, 2025, was like the most I'd ever had. Like I think previously I'd had maybe around like 40 books that I had to kind of troll through. This year I had over 60. So it was very exciting. So I give them a little number. So I go through their Goodreads, how many people have read them. And so the one with the most people read, that gets number 1, all the way down to number 68 or whatever, however many it was. And then I do the same with the ratings, like which one got the highest rating, that gets a number 1 all the way down. And I do the same with the Storygraph ratings and the Storygraph readers. And then I add those 4 totals together. And then obviously the lower the number, the higher the placing, and the top 5 automatically will get a place on the long list. So those ones, I feel like because enough people have read and rated them and think so highly of them, they should automatically make the long list. So there is a top 5 that goes straight into the long list. I then make out of the books that came 6 to 25, I throw them all into the consideration list, and we do a vote in round 1. as to which books are the favourite, and the top 10 of those go through to the long list. And then I introduce hidden gems, which I think is one of the best things about this process, because there are so many books that I haven't heard of. So many books that haven't like come up on my searches for books that for some reason are missing out of the Goodreads and the Storygraph like lists, or they are rated lower or not getting enough readers. But you can put them forward because if you love them so much, you can put them forward to be a hidden gem. And there are some books that I was trawling through, and like they were like maybe like number 20 or like 24 on the list, and they then can be put forward into the hidden gems list instead. So if you don't see a book that you were expecting or that you loved and you're surprised on the consideration list, you can put it forward to be on the hidden gems list. And so we also vote in round 1 for hidden gems, and then the top 5 hidden gems make it onto the long list. So that is how the long list comes into being. It's quite a process, but it works really well to give us like a really good range and kind of like get as many kind of like popular opinions on here, the books we're most hyped about, and also some, you know, where people generally have read them and loved them and like, this is a great book, we should all read this one. So that's one of the reasons why I like having the hidden gems. So like we can pick up, we can scoop up all the bits that maybe have just been not quite given the opportunity of other books and just be like, these are still really good ones, which is great. So I really enjoy the process, and I really like the fact that we have like some bigger lists before we cut it down to the long list and then the short list, because then that way we get more books to think about, more books to be aware of, and more books to read, which is wonderful. So that's pretty much that's pretty much the process of how we get here. So I'm very excited to see what you all vote for, and so our long list turns into the short list, and then we will find out our winner. It's going to be very exciting. If you are interested and you've not come across this project before, I will link the playlist of the previous year's videos and kind of run-ups so you can get more information about the past books and things we've had. Also in Discord, we have lots of chats about this. This is something we do every year. I will usually let the people in the Discord know about the books and the lists before the rest of you all find out about them. And we kind of have a lot of, we chat about it sort of around that time, sort of in the run up, and it's just really nice. And from all those chats, I have been inspired by Stacey to do a year-long reading challenge. So I had a lot of fun this year with Tiffany and Lucia and Stacey, who we all kind of wanted to read the top 5 books from last year. And it was so much fun doing like a read along of the top 5 books. And I have to say that you're also brilliant at suggesting and voting for books, because there was not one dud among the top 5 at all. They were all brilliant, brilliant books. And quite a few of them have made it onto my top 10 middle grade reads for this year. So thank you for all of your suggestions. So all of that has kind of come together to go, there are still some books I haven't read. There's still a lot of books that I really want to get hold of, that I want to try and read. And so we thought it would be really fun to do the Middle Grade Madness Challenge, where I will be setting some kind of graphics up, a few kind of like slightly more focused kind of pointing, and there's going to be sort of like a short version where you have a little small trail and some like hints of different books to read that you can choose from any of the 3 consideration long shortlists. All of the books that have kind of been part of the Middle Grade Readers' Choice Awards, you can choose as your books to read. So it's for anyone who wanted to read any of these books, it's just a way of kind of encouraging you and kind of having fun and kind of helping you to focus on kind of like ticking along and ticking these books off as you read them. And also it might be quite fun to find out, like, do we agree with the results of our hyped books? So I'm going to make a sort of a shorter version, and then I'm going to make a longer version, and I'm also going to make some graphics where you can literally just, like, if you don't want prompts, you literally like, you know what, I'm just going to see how many I can get through in the year and just keep ticking them off. Then that's an option for you as well. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to come out in January with a video about that project, and that'll be a lot of fun. So if this all sounds like your sort of thing and you haven't yet joined the Discord, do click the link in the description box, and you can come and join us in the Discord, and it'd be really lovely to have you. do chat to me if you're a little bit confused about navigating Discord, because I know it doesn't work for everyone, but I've tried to make it as simple as possible with the different headings so you can kind of find your way around and kind of get into the right chat spaces that you want to. Share your lovely books, tell us what you're reading, share any kind of plans or graphics you want to. It's just a nice place for anyone who loves middle grade books to like go and have the focus of middle grade books in there. And I've made some really good friends through this group, so it's a lot of fun. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I think I've covered it all. So that's pretty good. Okay. This has been a bit more less straightforward than I thought it was going to be. I am out of practice with making one-shot videos. There was a lot of waffle going on to start off with. Yeah, so I didn't manage to do it all in one shot. There was too much fluff for me to allow it to continue. I'm trying to make this short and succinct. I'm trying to give these books a good go of getting your attention and making you want to read them. So I had to kind of do a few takes. We've had to slice it around. So not quite the one shot I was hoping for, but hopefully Editing Chatty will get her skates on and we'll power through and get this out to you as quickly as possible. If not, happy 2026 everyone. Sorry it took a while to get here, but enjoy the books anyway. I'm going to stop the waffle now. We're going to stop. That's plenty. Feel free to get chatty in the comments. Do tell me, are there any books on here that I have missed? That you have read a book that was published this year? That's November 24 to October 25. That's the cutoff, because I like to try and get it going around November time. So I can't be having any more books coming in. We've got to have a cutoff. If there's one I've missed, tell me. Tell me why it was your favourite, or just tell me, suggest it. And I can add it to my list of things to read, because I always like a few more suggestions. It's always nice. Or if you've read some of these, agree, disagree about them being on the list. Like, well, I did not think that was such a good book. That was not the book for me, or this book was better. Let me know. Let me know all about it. You know I love a chat. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like, because that's always nice. If you want to be kept up to date, I might do so. I'm hoping to do a video about the winner. We'll see if that happens. It's a plan, but like all good plans, they can sometimes fail. So we will see. But yeah, you can subscribe and the notification bell will tell you when things are here. That's always nice. And there we go, we're done. That's Goodbye everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful time reading over this festive period, or just over this period if it's not so festive for you. Either way, cheers. Keep drinking water and keep reading your books. Happy reading.